Yeah, good, really good. I think the prep's been going well. Yeah, I think we're a team that's always looking to use training sessions not just for the current camp but for a bigger goal, and that for us is Olympics. So I think we've had some good prep, and now our focus is on that Mexico game.
How was the week for you personally on what you were working on?
Yeah, really good. I think it was really nice being near the beach because it was like a nice balance of having training and then having a little mental break, especially living in Manchester. So it was nice to have some sunshine. But yeah, just good to be back with the girls and yeah, being back around the team because it's just different being at national team than at club. So it is a bit of a different hat over here that you wear. So yeah, it's been a good week.
It seems like the sunshine lifted the spirits a bit and got everyone in the right frame of mind.
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of us missed the sunshine, to be honest. So yeah, most of us have been spending a lot of time on the beach, but training's been good, and I think it always helps like being in a nice place, like everyone's in a good mood.
And now a location switch across to San Antonio, where the CommBank Matildas are preparing to take on Mexico. What are your thoughts on that upcoming match?
Yeah, excited. I think it'll be a good game. I think Mexico's a good opponent, one that you can't underestimate. I think looking at their recent games, like they've performed really well and had some good results against top teams. So I think it'll be a good test for us to see where we're at with our preparations and yeah, continue progressing with that.
It really is the start of the switch of the mindset to full focus towards the Olympics. What does that mean for you as a player?
I think it's kind of stayed the same actually for me. I think I'm someone that is very journey orientated rather than just fixated on one moment. So I think for me, I always turn up to training and try to get the most out of it. So that hasn't really changed. I think it's just made me more excited to turn up each day to sessions and make sure that I am really like switched on from the get-go, because I am just like really excited for the chance to go to Olympics again.
This is the first time the team has been together since qualifying for Paris. Have you had a chance to reflect on that achievement for the team and also for yourself?
To be honest, no, I haven't even chatted about it. I think that's, that happens sometimes, like everyone just goes back to their club so quickly after, stuff like that you don't really get a moment to enjoy it as a team. But I think everyone's just like now already switched on to being like, well, we want to perform well at the Olympics. So yeah, it's kind of like job was done for that time and now we're focused on the next job.
When you speak about the opportunity to continue playing and it gives you a different perspective, how have you found the transition between club and international football during that time frame where you weren't getting many club minutes but you were still completely sharp for international football? Yeah, I think for me, like what was important was that like in the trainings, even at club, like I always try to bring my best to that, and I always felt like even if I wasn't playing, like I was deserving of it and I was still able to be at that level. Like I wasn't on the bench because I wasn't any like less than the players that were starting. So I think the belief in myself was still very much there. So coming into national team, like I still thought like very positively about myself and about my abilities on the field. So when I got the chance to, be on the field playing again, like it just seemed like nothing had really changed because I was just training like how I would play. So it didn't feel like I needed any luck out there. It was just building on that consistency. How have you found your time at Manchester City? It's heading on 2 years now.
It's been good. I do really like living there and we have a really nice team. Obviously, like it's been a change for me, like not being able to play as much as I'd probably hoped for. But I think that's part of it, that's football. And I think to see how that's kind of shaped me as a person has been nice. And yeah, I think overall, like I've just really enjoyed being there and like, yeah, I think I have become a better player from joining that club. and now I have the chance to be starting for them and playing, and I do see how much more prepared and matured I am as a player right now than I was compared to last season when I was getting to have some minutes. So I do think overall it's been a nice part of my journey, and a part of my journey where I've grown quite a bit as a person and player.
You spoke about being journey orientated and not so much about sort of, those small moments, but seeing that bigger picture. Has that been helpful throughout your career of understanding where everything sits in context?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm someone that never fully wants to be consumed by just football. Like I do get very excited about, life after football as well and what I'd want to do in that time. So yeah, I think I just see myself as more than just one thing, and needing to be defined by what I do. So I think that balance for me is important. Having that time away off the field helps me to bring my best when I am on the field. So I think that's why I'm just being able to see the full picture. It lets me feel less pressured to do what it is that I'm doing, because I know that I have the choice to do something else if I want to.
Speaking of the fuller picture, the last time we were talking Olympics, it was heading into the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. And 4 years on, you've completed what was a childhood dream, which is playing in the Olympics. How do you look at this Olympics now?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just as excited, but I think I feel like I can bring more to the team this time. I think I've had the chance to show my value and qualities to the team over the last few years, more so than I did before the last Olympics. I think the last Olympics I just felt really lucky to be there, and I was just everything's so amazing, but I didn't really see myself as a player that would be able to bring heaps to the team. I was just if I sat on the bench for all of it and got 1 minute, I'd still be super happy, whereas now I'm just very focused on going to the Olympics and trying to bring the qualities that I've shown in the last few years and try to bring that all to that tournament for this team. So yeah, I think I just feel I've shown a bit more this time around, and I'm a bit more matured and consistent in how I play. So I just think I can have a bit more of an impact this time around.
And you're taking experiences from every other tournament, because since then you've played the Asian Cup, the 2023 Women's World Cup, you've played in finals, you've played in big matches. It's a wealth of experience in just 4 years.
Yeah, no, it's been very exciting, and a lot has happened. So I think that's what fuels my belief in myself, that this time around I can bring a lot more to the team than I did, than I was able to last time. I still feel last time was such a great experience, and I was happy to get a goal and feel I was really part of the team's success that we had there, even though we weren't able to get on the podium that time round. But yeah, I think this time I feel a lot more part of that, and just feel I can bring so much more because of the experience I've had in the last few years.
Last time we chatted goal celebrations, and you were just arms open. That's your usual thing. Yeah. Have we progressed since then, Mary?
I can't give any promises. I do like the heart one, but I don't know. Whenever I score, I always think it's so awkward to celebrate. It's just not really my personality. But yeah, we'll see in the moment.